Whenever life hammers you, bounce back with a smile. Namaskar. Welcome to Daily PT Pointers. And our first important headline is related to Lokmanya Tilak Award. And ये न्यूज में अभी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently Prime Minister of India accepted the Lokmanya Tilak National Award. Now let's know more about the award. Friends, it was constituted by Tilak Smarak Mandir Trust in 1983 to honor the legacy of Lokmanya Tilak. It is awarded to people who have worked for the progress and development of the nation and whose contribution can only be seen as remarkable and extraordinary. It is presented every year on August 1st, which is the death anniversary of Lokmanya Tilak. Now let's know some facts related to Bal Gangadhar Tilak. Friends, he was a freedom fighter, social thinker, philosopher, teacher, and one of the strongest advocates of Swaraj who have played an important role in India's freedom movement. He was conferred with the title of Lokmanya, which means accepted by the people, and Mahatma Gandhi called him the maker of modern India. He was called as the father of Indian unrest by the British authorities. In 1881, he started two weeklies named Maratha in English and Kesari in Marathi, and he also started organizing Ganesh festival in 1893 and Shivaji festival in 1895. In 1916, he set up Home Rule League in Pune and gave famous slogan, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. Our next important headline is related to GI tags and ये न्यूज में अभी इसलिए है क्योंकि 7 products across India including 4 from Rajasthan were given the geographical indication tag by GI Indication Registry in Chennai, and these products are Jalesar Dhatu Shilp, Goa Mankurad Mango, Goa Bebinca, Udaipur Koftagiri Metal Craft, Bikaner Kashidkari Craft, Jodhpur Bandhej Craft, and Bikaner Ustakala Craft. Now, what is geographical indications? So friends, it is a sign used on products that have specific geographical origin and possesses qualities or a reputation that are due to that origin. And in order to function as GI, a sign must identify a product originating in a given place. The tag is used to identify agricultural, natural or manufactured goods, and the manufactured goods should be produced or processed or prepared in that territory, and it should have special quality or reputation or other characteristics. And do you know friends, registration of geographical indication is valid for a period of 10 years and it can be renewed from time to time for further period of 10 years each. Now what are the benefits of registration of geographical indications? So friends, it confers legal protection to geographical indications in India and it prevents unauthorized use of a registered geographical indication by others. It provides legal protection to Indian geographical indications, which in turn boost exports, and it also promotes economic prosperity of producers of goods. Now recently, World Health Organization included 3 fixed dose combinations of cardiovascular medicines or polypills on its revised model list of essential medicines 2023. And do you know friends, WHO model list of essential medicines and model list of essential medicines for children are updated and published every 2 years. It is intended as a guide for countries or regional authorities to adopt or adapt in accordance with the local priorities and treatment guidelines for development and updating of National Essential Medicine List. Our next important headline is related to Forest Conservation Act and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि Forest Conservation Amendment Bill 2023 पास हो चुका है लोकसभा के द्वारा and the bill amends Forest Conservation Act 1980 to make it applicable to certain types of land. The bill aims to restrict conservation scope, exempt border lands for strategic projects and allow some non-forest activities. The bill seeks to exempt linear infrastructure projects like roads, highways from seeking forest clearance permissions if they are located within 100 km of the national border. Our next important headline is related to Justice Rohini Commission and ये न्यूज में अभी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently Justice G. Rohini Commission for the sub-categorization of other backward classes caste groups submitted its report to Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. And do you know friends, the commission was formed in 2017 under Article 340 of the Indian Constitution to examine the issues of the sub-categorization of other backward classes. The panel is headed by former Chief Justice of Delhi High Court, Justice G. Rohini, and now commission has suggested breaking the caste groups into broad categories, with dominant caste getting the smallest share of 27% reservation and the historically crowded outcast groups getting the largest share of the reservation pie. And our next important headline is related to पेन मॉन्यूमेंट प्रोजेक्ट एंड ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि रिसेंटली सुप्रीम कोर्ट डिक्लाइंड टू एंटरटेन अ चैलेंज टू द डीएमके गवर्नमेंट्स ऑफशोर पेन मॉन्यूमेंट प्रोजेक्ट. नाउ व्हाट इज पेन मॉन्यूमेंट प्रोजेक्ट? तो फ्रेंड्स, it is 134 feet tall pen statue project which is proposed in the Marina Beach in the memory of late Chief Minister and DMK leader M. Karunanidhi. It has been planned as representation of Tamil culture and architecture, and it will incorporate region's motifs, architecture and designs with Tamil heritage elements. And do you know friends, M. Karunanidhi made significant contribution to Tamil literature as an orator, poet and writer of non-fiction and fiction, plays and films. Our next headline is related to PM SVANidhi scheme and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि रिसेंटली गवर्नमेंट ने सेट किए हैं न्यू टारगेट अंडर दिस स्कीम टू प्रोवाइड 63 लाख न्यू लोन्स इन लेस देन 6 months टिल दिसंबर दिस ईयर. ये स्कीम लॉन्च की गई थी मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ हाउसिंग एंड अर्बन अफेयर्स के द्वारा इन 2020 to facilitate collateral-free working capital loan up to 10,000 of 1-year tenure to street vendors to restart their businesses, which were adversely impacted during the COVID-19 pandemic. The scheme provides incentives in the form of interest subsidy at 7% per annum on regular payments of loan and cash backup up to 100 per month on undertaking prescribed digital transactions. It has been made available to all street vendors vending in urban areas, and there is extension of lending period till December 2024. And under the scheme, there is introduction of third loan up to 50,000 in addition to first and second loans of 10,000 and 20,000 respectively. And हमारी अगली headline related है WHO की recent report on tobacco control पे. तो friends, WHO की report tracks the progress made by countries in tobacco control since 2008, and it marks 15 years since the introduction of Empower Technical Package, which is designed to help countries implement demand reduction measures of WHO Framework Convention on Tobacco Control. The recent report highlights that 5.6 billion people, which is 71% of world's population, are now protected with at least one best practice policy to help save lives from deadly tobacco, which is 5 times more than in 2007. It also highlighted that 40% of countries now have completely smoke-free indoor public places. Now let's look at the Indian scenario. So friends, the report highlights that India has highest level of achievement when it comes to putting health warning labels on tobacco products and providing tobacco dependence treatment, with 85% of cigarette packs carrying health warnings both on the front and back. India figures among the top 10 countries in terms of size of health warning. Our next headline is related to carbon capture and storage, and ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि recently UK government reaffirmed its support for project to capture and store carbon dioxide emissions as part of its efforts to reach net zero. Now, what is carbon capture and storage? So friends, it refers to extracting carbon dioxide from combustion or industrial process emissions and injecting it into the ground for storage. There are two types of carbon capture and storage. First is point source carbon capture and storage, which captures carbon dioxide produced at the source such as smokestack, while direct air capture removes carbon dioxide that has already been released into the atmosphere. And this is in operation since 1970s. It can help the world to reach global climate targets set under 2015 Paris Agreement on climate change, but that the focus needed to remain on preventing emissions from being emitted in the first place. Our next headline is related to National Program for Control of Blindness and Visual Impairment. And ये न्यूज में भी इसलिए है क्योंकि मिशन मोड कैटरैक्ट सर्जरी कैंपेन वॉज लॉन्च्ड अंडर दिस प्रोग्राम. नाउ लेट्स नो मोर अबाउट इट. तो फ्रेंड्स, ये लॉन्च हुआ था 1976 में as 100% centrally sponsored scheme with the goal to reduce the prevalence of blindness from 1.4% to 0.3%. It aims to reduce the backlog of blindness through identification and treatment of blind at primary, secondary and tertiary levels based on assessment of overall burden of visual impairment in the country. Our next headline is related to FAME India scheme, which is being implemented by Ministry of Heavy Industries for period of 5 years commencing from April 1st, 2019 with a total budgetary support of 10,000 crore. It mainly focuses on supporting electrification of public and shared transportation, and in addition, creation of charging infrastructure is also supported under the scheme. And do you know, friends, only advanced battery and registered vehicles will be incentivized under the scheme. Now, recently, Narcotics Control Bureau has busted the country's largest darknet-based Lysergic acid diethylamide smuggling syndicate. And in order to mitigate the menace of drug trafficking through darknet, Narcotics Control Bureau had organized Darkathon with an aim to reward the young fertile minds finding solutions to crack darknet. And do you know, friends, Lysergic acid diethylamide is a hallucinogenic drug which is odorless, colorless and tasteless. Our next headline is related to Nyaya Bandhu program, which is a primary initiative to establish a framework for dispensation of pro bono legal services across the country. Now, what is pro bono? So friends, pro bono comes from the Latin expression pro bono publico, meaning for the public good. And under Nyaya Bandhu initiative, practicing advocates entrusted to volunteer their time and services are connected via mobile technology with eligible marginalized beneficiaries. And do you know, friends, under Section 12 of the Legal Services Authorities Act 1987, applicants who are marginalized or disadvantaged, including ST, SC, and victims of trafficking or begging, women or children, PWDs, and other eligible categories are entitled to get free legal aid and advice through Department of Justice Nyaya Bandhu program. Our next and last headline is related to Rashtriya Vayoshri Yojana, which was launched in 2017 for providing physical aids and assisted living devices to senior citizens belonging to below poverty line category. The scheme has been revised in the year 2020-2021, and after the revision, the assisted living devices are being provided to the senior citizens belonging to BPL category and also to the senior citizens with monthly income not more than 15,000. So with this, let's conclude our today's discussion. Thanks for listening, and for regular updates, you can follow us on various social media platforms.